Good afternoon. My name is Kyle Cannerday. I'm president of the Hickory Choral Society, and it's my great privilege to invite you and welcome you to our concert, the first ever virtual concert of the Hickory Choral Society. Normally, we'd probably be meeting at First Baptist Church, and I'd be standing before you and I'd be saying, here's where the restrooms are, but I think you probably know where they are, and asking you to turn off the cell phone so it wouldn't beep and click and do all those things. But don't do that if you're watching us on your cell phone, okay? On behalf of the Choral Society, I want to thank our sponsors, Corning Foundation and Focus Newspaper. Without their generosity, we would not be doing this today. Well, things change. We all know that things change, but little did we know how much things would change. The Choral Society has faced quite a learning curve, learning things like how to make a video or how to send the video, how to rehearse by Zoom, which is rather interesting at my house, as my wife is generally sitting over there across the room and she's listening to me following directions from Dr. Lewis saying, say da 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 and 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 T, and thinking, what are you doing? And then, of course, discovering ways where we can connect with you, our audience, connect with each other as singers and those who support our organization. And we are an amazing organization. I'm proud to be part of the Hickory Choral Society. We have risen to the challenge with a great team. Through the strength and diligence of our singers, a board of directors who has worked tirelessly year-round, our associate conductors, Celia Sexton and Tammy Shook, our accompanist, Mary Texer, and our conductor, Dr. Ryan Lewis. This change has also brought about an opportunity to partner and collaborate with some very significant choral groups in our area. I want to especially welcome today the Lenore Ryan University A Cappella Choir under the direction of Ryan Lewis, the Catawba Valley Community College Choral Ensemble under the direction of Caroline Simeon, the Lenore Ryan Youth Choir called Lyric, the director is Corey Westby, and 6 high schools. Bandy's High School, Allison Kiesler is the director. Bunker Hill High School, Pamela Farnsworth, conductor. Fred T. Ford High School, Leslie Overcash, director. Hickory High School, Stephen Clark is their director. Maiden High School, Cammie Adams directs that group. And St. Stephen's High School, Grant Logan is their director. Susan's going to share with you now some ways you can be directly involved with us. Susan, you'll have to unmute so we can hear you.
I had this problem with the High Holy Days. We're very happy that we can come to you live today, and we welcome family and friends who couldn't otherwise be with us in person. We want to hear from you, and we can because we're live. So please take a moment to find the chat box on your device. It might be at the top or the bottom, the right or the left, and it might be contained within 3 little dots marked Other. Got it? Found it? Good. Now open it and type a message to everyone, letting us know where you are geographically. When you've finished your message, hit the Enter button and close the chat box. Now that you're a pro, we invite you to send us messages via chat anytime during the concert. Your thoughts and reactions matter to us. Promise we'll pay attention. Thank you.
Thank you, Susan. Well, among things that we didn't know that was going to happen in terms of change, there was one thing that we did know. After 42 seasons, Don Coleman retired as our conductor, and we embarked upon the search nationwide for a new conductor for the Hickory Choral Society. And I am pleased to be the first in a concert to say that we chose very well. And Ryan Lewis, he is also the director of choral activities at Lenore Ryan University. We chose him to be our new conductor, and it has been quite a whirlwind welcoming him in the group, making this transition, learning how to do things in a new way when we were going to try to transition with doing things like we normally do, and nothing certainly has been normal. Um, right here was normally where I would hand off to Ryan, but unfortunately, as technology goes, it booted him out. And so he was going to have some things to say about our first selection. It's called How Can I Keep From Singing? We'll watch that now, and then we'll let Ryan talk about it when it's done.
Singing has been foundational to my life, life-giving and life-saving. When I was 7 years old, we were traveling across Tampa Bay in my parents' cabin cruiser when a storm came up. The wind blew those waves higher and higher, and the boat began to pound, pound, pound with each wave. The rain came horizontal, and visibility was zero. My father sent my grandmother and me down below where we would be safe. I curled up next to her, and tears were beginning to come when I realized she was singing. Kom in i min fräl, kom in i min fräl, kom in i min fräl, Herr Jesus. The tune was familiar, but not the words. Didn't matter. I began singing right along with her, and we sang that hymn over and over and over in the language of her childhood. And as we sang, our hearts stopped pounding with the waves and the wind and the storm above, and began to beat to the calm rhythms of the hymn. And I knew right then, as young as I was, that whatever was going to happen, we would have strength and the peace to overcome. Our fear would be waylaid by our faith. Come into my heart, Lord Jesus. Come in today, come in to stay. And all through my life, in times of trial and crisis, challenges, that hymn has filled my heart and my mind and brought with it that same strength and that same peace and that same knowledge. And when that happens, every time, how can I keep from singing?
My life flows on in endless song above earth's lamentation. I catch the sweet glow far off in that hails a new creation. No storm can shake my inmost calm to that rock
Hi, everyone. My name is Ryan Lewers, and I'm grateful to finally be with you today. We just did that to make sure that you knew that we were, in fact, having a live event, that this is not pre-recorded. I'm grateful for this opportunity to be with you. I'm going to tell you a little bit about our program. It's entitled Stand Together. And we're calling it Stand Together for multiple reasons. We're standing together as a choir and a choral community in spirit, even though we're not physically together. In this program, we're also seeking to stand together with those who are victims of systemic racism and other forms of injustice. Even if we don't know what it's like, we can stand with people who are different than us. We can stand with those who are experiencing loss, whether it be loss of work, loss of opportunities, or even loss of life during this time of a pandemic. We also stand together as a community, a nation, amid the tumult and storm of our current political landscape. The format is going to be a little bit different. Nothing, of course, replaces live music making. But we've been able to invite 200 friends to sing along with us today, and that's something. And of course, you're already participating through chat. We encourage you to keep doing that. We have people listening in Connecticut and Minnesota, all over the country. Let us know where you're listening from and watching. You also have a chance, as you just did with Sue, you're going to hear from different choir members, share their experiences, some memories, and some thoughts about the pieces that we are singing. Almost as if you have a little bit of a backstage pass to our concert. And speaking of backstage, we have a special thanks to Dylan Warren for managing the behind the scenes today. And also I want to take an opportunity give a huge shout out to my North Carolina choral colleague, Laura Sam, who not only inspired and trained a small army of choir directors to continue to have performances and do virtual choirs like this, but she also put her life on hold for the past week to help us put together the final project and final piece on today's concert, Undivided. She and other servant leaders in our choral field have literally helped thousands of singers keep singing during this time. And this is where I would have introduced how can I keep from singing, which you already heard. And we're glad that we heard that. So now I'm going to talk a little bit about what it means to be in a virtual choir. If you're a singer, you didn't sign up for this probably. You weren't thinking about this is what choir looks like. There are technology obstacles to overcome if you're going to sing in a virtual choir. Singers record by themselves in their homes. And most of us don't have recording studios in our basements that are soundproof. And then there's the mindset. You have to sing by yourself if you're in a virtual choir. Most of us don't consider ourselves soloists, and we enjoy singing with other people. If you're in a virtual choir, you have to sing by yourself. You sing along with the recording, and it's no small task. So I want to take an opportunity to thank all the singers involved today. I'm inspired by your work, that you overcome those challenges to participate today. But don't just take my word for it. Let's hear from some of the Hickory Choral Society members in their own words describe what it's been like to sing in a virtual choir.
Well, that's just a humorous look at some of the things that happen, and we laugh a lot in the Choral Society. When we have guest conductors, they often remark, "Well, you folks really like each other," and we really do, and we really do enjoy being together a lot. One of the special times is usually on Monday night, before or after a rehearsal, where we're sharing and laughing and joking, and then we say goodbye until the next Monday. Who knew sometime what one time that the parting would be longer, and parting is part of our life. Sometimes we have moments of saying goodbye or farewell or bon voyage, and it might be for a short time or maybe for a very long time. It's in times like that when we find great comfort by singing. At least I do. I find great comfort being with people that I love. And so in this time of pandemic, it's been really difficult. I've faced a number of losses just recently in the last few weeks. And so when Ryan sent the recording of Crossing the Bar to me, I remember singing this in the past, and it came just at the right moment. And while it was a comfort, I also found myself really just crying. Thankful for the comfort I was getting from the song, feeling the grief of those who parted, but also feeling the connection to people that I really love and that I love singing with. And so today we're going to hear Crossing the Bar. And before we do, we're going to hear from Kathy Hall and Bonnie Walker. They're going to share with you just how special that song is to them. Before that, Ryan's going to share some thoughts with you about another piece we're going to do.
Yes, a subset of the choir is going to sing Palestrina's motet Sicut Cervus. You're going to notice a picture of a cathedral on the screen. And modern sound editing technology allows us to create artificial acoustic spaces. We've taken the liberty in this performance to take the voices, and even though they were recorded in people's basements, living rooms, wherever they can be, we've put them into a space that sounds something like a cathedral. So we invite you to close your eyes and imagine that you are in a large Gothic cathedral listening to Palestrina's famous setting of Psalm 42, verse 1, Sicut Cervus.
I first sang Crossing the Bar in our 30th season, and it features the ladies of the Hickory Choral Society. It's a very lovely piece with a beautiful alto line and some close harmonies. We sang it again in the 40th season, and then in 2019, some of the choir members went to Europe, and they sang it on their tour. But it's a beautiful piece of music, very well written.
My first concert season was 2007, and I had the good fortune to be able to sing Crossing the Bar, a version by Gwyneth Walker. And our family had been well acquainted with this poem since my father was career Navy, and he loved this poem as well. And so I was absolutely thrilled to be able to sing that. However, that first season where you get to hear the orchestra for the very first time, that was wonderful. But then they started the intro to Crossing the Bar, and at the beginning it has the sound of ship's bell, and it just totally overwhelmed me, even thinking about it now. But I really missed my dad at that moment, but I knew he would have absolutely loved this piece, and I love this piece.
Hi everyone, we're back. And so is Kyle.
Well, I'm assuming we had a video from Emily Potter, which I did not get to see, but I want to reaffirm that part of the Hickory Choral Society's mission is education in our community. Become all the more critical since for most schools, especially choirs and band arts groups, they face financial challenges and budget cuts. So along with the grants that we offer and the summer camp, we also endeavor to find other ways to support choral groups in our area. As chair of the Long Range Planning Committee, which I served for many years, we regularly discussed ways to create opportunities for collaboration. That makes us all the more grateful for today and this time we have in this concert. This time of separation, we've been given a unique opportunity to connect with these choral groups in our area, the college and university groups, the high school groups, and the Lenore Ryan Youth Choir Lyric.
If you would have seen Emily's video, which we might still see if it comes up and I'm interrupted by it, that's just fine. If not, I'll tell you that you would have heard that Hickory Choral Society has a fund that has been established to help educators in our region purchasing music and help offset the cost of making music education happen in our public schools. The next piece you are going to see and hear will feature 270 people singing together, singing a song called Love Is by Minnesota composer Abby Bettinas. Now this piece comes from the Justice Choir Songbook. Justice Choir Songbook is a free resource and it's an integral part of the Justice Choir mission, which is quote unquote a grassroots movement to engage in empathetic, collaborative, and collective power of singing together to create change. The music in the book is very accessible. It's intended that anybody can join in, that you might be somewhere and you need to sing something, that somebody can lead this song and the average person can start singing. So you know what? If you're anything like me, you miss singing in a group right now. I especially like spontaneous singing, the singing that just starts to happen because you can't stop it. And I'm going to encourage you to sing along with us, if you'd like. I know a lot of you are choir people that learned this piece, so you can sing right along with yourself. Another cool aspect of a virtual choir. But for the rest of you, if you just sing, love, 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 all we need is love, love, love. All we need is love, love, love. All we need is love, love, love. All we need is love, love. I can't hear you. Love. All we need is love, love, love. All we need is, there you go. If you didn't get it by that time, the first few moments of this next piece, you'll hear a group of young singers sing it again, so you can sing along. And that works for the whole thing. You can just keep on singing that mantra, or if you want to get more adventurous and sing along with the whole round, you can do that too. Or if you just want to listen, I guess we'll allow for that as well. You can participate however you feel led. But without any further ado, here is 273 singers singing Love Is by Abby Bettinas.
Love
Hi, I'm Susan Goldstein, Vice President of the Hickory Choral Society. It's good to be with you today, albeit virtually. We are so grateful to you, our contributing members, for providing the financial support which is so vital to our mission of pursuing excellence in choral music, providing exceptional performances and experiences, and promoting music education and opportunities in the wider community. We ask that you continue your support for HCS, even as we cannot be together in person. In addition to concerts, your support allows us to provide grants for area music educators and scholarships to our children's summer camp. You make it possible for us to do these things. You are our partner in the pursuit of excellence, and we can't realize our goals without your support. We thank you and hope you will continue to partner with us in this unique 43rd season. Please consider increasing your annual contribution, or if you're not yet a contributing member, become one. And do we have a deal for you? If you return your membership contribution by Monday, November 30th, you will be entered into a drawing to win a complimentary membership at your contribution level for our 44th season. Winners will be announced at our virtual Christmas concert on Sunday afternoon, December 13th at 3 o'clock. Join us as we face the challenges and explore the possibilities in these uncertain times. We look forward to being with you in person very soon. Thank you.
And your support helps us carry out our mission, which in a year like the one we're having, I would argue that it's essential work for an artist to respond to the surroundings, the surroundings that we find ourselves. We are surrounded by what? Isolation and fear and hate. And we can respond to those things with togetherness, hope, and love. And perhaps the most powerful way to do that, or one of that we're biased, of course, but is to sing together and include young people in that, provide hope as we look towards the future. And so we have that in mind as we sing our final selection tonight, a brand new piece called Undivided by composer Karen Maroli, who has joined us today in a normal performance. In person, we would have her stand and recognize her at the conclusion. You can do that through the chat. We also have Laura Sam with us, who did the video editing, so also you can show appreciation to her in the chat as we watch this piece. Keeping in mind, as the composer writes in the inside cover of the music, we can choose not to dismiss those who are, quote, the other, but rather to seek to understand those whose life experiences are different from our own. An important reminder as we approach our upcoming election and the days that follow. We will come back after, there are some credits. We will come back after the performance, so don't go away, but do watch the credits. But here first is Undivided by Karen Maroli, again sung by all the choirs mentioned.
When darkness drops in anchor in the fearful oceans of our mind, and when the world is preaching rancor, I can choose to be kind, and maybe more will find the quiet
How about another virtual hand for the performers and the composer and the video editor for, I think, what's the world premiere of Undivided by Karen Maroli. If you enjoyed that piece of music, you can also support them and support us by visiting our Facebook page and YouTube channel. That song is pretty much ready to go. We're going to post that on those platforms, and you can share that with others and to spread the message that is found in that piece, Undivided. Hopefully within hours, if not a day or two. Hopefully that will be on our social media platform so you can share. Kyle.
I want to thank you all again. Thanks to our underwriters, Corning Foundation and the Focus newspaper. Thank you especially, Ryan, for all of your leadership. More than I think what we anticipated, but you certainly have risen to the challenge, and we are grateful for your leadership. Thank you to the singers who make Choral Society so special and who worked so hard today and in the previous weeks to make this possible. Especially, I want to thank you, our audience, for tuning in today, for supporting the Hickory Choral Society. Maybe your family or friends and you just love us, and so you put up with today, but I think you love music like we do, and we thank you for joining us. There are a variety of ways you can keep connected to the Choral Society. We have our webpage and a website. We have our Facebook and Instagram pages, and you can connect there. We also have this new YouTube channel, and there'll be other things that we put up there. Come back often, look there, see some great music, share with your friends. We have an upcoming concert on December 13th at 3 p.m. That'll be our Christmas concert. We're having fun time exploring what that's going to be about and all that's going to take place. I think you'll enjoy that and enjoy the holiday time. Again, that's Sunday, December 13th at 3 p.m. And then just a plug, we have our first annual golf tournament on Monday, April 26th at the Catawba Country Club. Put a team together. Come join us on that day. We're going to have a lot of fun. Get it on your calendar. You'll want to be out there with us. Susan, I think you have an invitation. You'll have to unmute for us, Susan.
Technical troubles. Again, thank you for being with us this afternoon. Now we invite you to a special Zoom reception. Dylan is posting the entrance information now or shortly. You will be able to ask questions via chat or via the raise your hand, which you will find in a reactions box somewhere on your device. Unfortunately, the reception is limited to 100 people at a time. If you're not admitted right away, just wait in the queue and Dylan will admit you as soon as space is available. See you there.
Well, until next time, we will stand together, undivided. Ryan.
Good night, everybody, or good afternoon. Have a great rest of your weekend.
No star.